What is going on YouTube? Just helping you out here. And in this video, I will be doing an unboxing of the METRO Capacitive Stylus Pen and giving you my first impressions. Once I have used the product for a little while, I will be making a review video where I will be talking about things I like, things I don't like, whether the product does everything it should, how well it does those things, and giving my opinion as to whether the product is worth the purchase. Alright, so let's take this out of the package. So as you can see here, the product comes in a Ziploc bag. On this side, this is see-through, and you can see the product and two sets of extra tips. Down here it says METRO and high sensitivity stylus, and I'm guessing this hole right here is for ventilation. If that hole wasn't there, and this bag was able to fill with air, and it got squished a little bit, the bag might pop, and contents may fall out and get damaged in other ways. And now if we flip this over, this side isn't really see-through, and we have METRO up here, and right here you have your specifications, so it claims that the stylus is as responsive as your fingers, and can protect your screen from scratches, and allows you to type accurately and comfortably. And then right here we have compatibility information, so it says it's compatible with most capacitive touchscreen devices, including the following tablets and smartphones, and then it lists a variety of tablets and smartphones that this is compatible with. And so down here we just have a barcode and some product information that'd be useful to the seller. So overall, I do think that this packaging is kind of interesting. I like that this side is mostly see-through so you can see the product and its accessories, and then I like how this side is not as see-through and you can see all the important information about the product, and there is not a ton going on. I do find it odd that this is in a Ziploc bag as opposed to maybe like a box. I think a box would have been a little more sustainable, but maybe this just works for this product. And lastly, I do think it was smart that they included this little hole for the reasons I mentioned before. Okay, so now I'm going to unzip this and take out the contents. You can just set the bag off to the side. Okay, so first up we have the actual stylus. It's in its own little bag, so I'm just going to slide that out. Starting at the top here, we have a pocket clip, so this could clip on to a shirt pocket or a pants pocket to hold it in place so you don't lose it. This clip is metal, so it should be a little more durable. Right here, it may be tough to see, but we have another METRO logo. I chose to get the silver color, so it is a little tougher to see here. There are a few different other colors, including black and blue. And then this silver outer shell that you see here is all plastic. And then up here we have a little piece that is metal, and I'm pretty sure this is to hold the tip in place. And then finally we have the stylus tip. It is smooth and it is pretty squishy. It does have a little bit of give to it, but it does start to resist after you push in a little bit. One thing that I do want to say about this is it is roughly the same size, weight, and shape of a regular pen, which I think will be very advantageous because we are already used to writing with pencils and pens. If it were a different size, a different weight, or a different shape, you may have to adjust your grip, which then you'd have to get used to that, or it may just feel uncomfortable. So if that was the case, it may be a lot more difficult to write with this, but like I said, since this is pretty similar to a pen, it shouldn't really be too much different. Now this is a 2-in-1 stylus, so there's a thicker tip and a thinner tip, and you may be wondering where the thinner tip is, and I believe it is under this. So this is essentially like a cap, so this should just pop right off. That actually took a pretty decent bit of force to pull off. But now you can see on this side, we have another one of these metal pieces to hold the tip in place, and you can see that this tip is a little thinner than the other one. Maybe you need a little more precision with what you're doing, so if you're writing or if you're trying to type on a small keyboard, this one might be a little more useful, whereas if maybe you're doing some artwork and you need to do some shading, or if you need to just click bigger items on a screen, this one might be a little more useful since you have kind of a bigger surface area to work with. And I guess if you decide that you want to use the thinner tip more often than the thicker one, you can take this cap and you can stick it on the thicker end as well. Or if you want to keep it protected, you can also just keep this side capped. And these tips are also supposed to be replaceable, so what you can do is unscrew these metal pieces, just like that, and then you should be able to pull off the tip, put on a new one, and then re-screw this on. So that's pretty much it for the actual stylus, so now I'm going to set this aside and take a look at the other contents in the bag. So here we have two sets of extra rubber tips. We have the thicker ones and we have the thinner ones. After these have been used for a while, sometimes they tend to wear down or they become not as responsive on your screen. So if that's the case, you can replace them with one of these and it should be almost as good as new. So I'm really glad that Metro included a bunch of these. That way the product should last you a long time, assuming that nothing else goes wrong with it. So right here we have the Ziploc bag with useful information that everything was contained in. Here we have the little bag that the stylus pen was contained in. Here we have 2 sets of replaceable tips. Here we have the actual stylus pen. One end is a thick tip and the other end is a thin tip. And then finally we have the cap here that also has a pocket clip. So that's about it for this unboxing and my first impressions. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, leave a comment if you have any questions or an idea for a future video, and lastly, please don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends about my channel so I can grow and help more of you guys out. I'm just helping you out. See you in the next video.